Hello, everybody, and you're so welcome back to Kerry Writers Museum for the second in our series of Bealtaine Hero Award stories. And thank you so much to the Bealtaine Hero Award for making this possible and to Kerry Writers Museum. So we just had an absolutely beautiful 2 hours building a story together from memories of yesteryear and from the experiences of the people that turned up today. So I would just like to say thank you so much to the following people: to Kay Doherty, to Godfrey Coppinger, to Anita Howard, to Elle Magner, to Francis Kennedy, Owen Jurek, Noreen Moylan, Paddy Regan, Sharon Dixon, Terry Ryan, Bina Brennan, Hazel McCarthy, Michelle McCarthy, and Willie Keane. It has been a pure pleasure working with you to build this gorgeous story. Lauren was 4 years old. She loved pink, she loved twirling, and she loved her granny. Oh, she had a best friend called Hazel, and every time you looked for one head, you'd find the other head, and they always held hands and sang songs that sometimes nobody else in the world had ever even heard. Two happy little girls. Until one day the news came that Lauren's beloved granny had gone to heaven. Lauren didn't know what that meant, except that she wouldn't be seeing Granny for a while, and that she wouldn't be going to heaven, not soon anyway. And this made her really sad. And when she was sad, she talked to Mom, and Mom came up with a plan. I know, she said. Let's go for a trip to Youghal, where Granny used to have her caravan. That would be lovely, said Lauren. And can we make custard? Can we make Granny's custard? Of course we can, love, she said. And can we bring Hazel, Mommy? Can we bring Hazel too? So they packed everything up into the car, including Hazel, and they went off on a trip to Youghal. It was a beautiful day, and the boardwalk stretched for miles, and they could see all the way to America, or that's what Mommy said anyway. And they stood on the boardwalk, Lauren and Hazel, and they put out their arms and they twirled, and they were so happy that Lauren kept twirling until she fell down. And when she looked up laughing, she saw the magic shop, the beautiful shop that sold everything. It had buckets and spades, it had shapes to make things out of sand, it sold ice cream and sandwiches and a cup of tea if you were thirsty. It was a real shop for children. But then, right next door, next to the little Victorian changing bathhouses, there was a man with a wheelbarrow, and he was selling something for the adults. Periwinkles! Get your periwinkles here! Come here for your periwinkles, he said. And Mommy got a great big white box full of periwinkles and a little pin. And then she plucked them out of the little shells and she was eating them. And Lauren said, Mommy, can I try one? So she gave one to Lauren and she gave one to Hazel. And as Lauren chewed it, she said, Oh, Mommy, because it tasted like the sea and it tasted like salt and it tasted like the sea and salt with lemon poured over it. It made Lauren's face go like that. You you have those, Mommy. I'm looking forward to our custard, she said. So they made their way up the boardwalk, down the boreen, towards the little caravan that used to be Granny's. And Mom said, How do we make the custard, Lauren? And Lauren said, You measure in the milk, Mommy, and you make it hot because you're the mommy and that's what mommies do. And then I add the custard powder and then I stir it, Mom, don't I? And I don't stir it too fast and I don't stir it too slow. So Granny said you should always sing a song when you're stirring, something like If you go down to the woods today, you better not go in disguise. If you go down to the woods today. So the three of them sang, and the three of them took a turn at stirring the custard. And when it was ready, Mom poured it into a bowl, and she said, "Now, take it outside." And they'd set up the little table, Granny's table that was as old as Granny herself, and they put a little plastic tablecloth on it, and they put the bowl of custard up on top of it. It was always Lauren's job to make sure that that custard was safe while it cooled. And she was telling Hazel this when Hazel said, "Tell me about Granny. I don't think I ever met her." And then Lauren said, "Oh, Granny was brilliant. She always came around the times of Christmas or Easter or holidays. Granny came when the holidays came, and she always made it special. And she always gave me a shining shilling. And she always just brought so much happiness." And they were enjoying that little chat, and they didn't see the hungry dog make his way towards the table. And then he was under the table and he bounced up, and the bowl of custard went way up in the air and splattered everywhere. And Lauren started to cry. "Oh no, that was my job," she said. "That was my job." And she started to run down the boreen. And Mommy said, "Lauren, Lauren." But she couldn't hear her because she was crying too much. So she just kept running and running and running until she couldn't run anymore. And she was right outside the shop, and her face was red and the tears were running down her face. And the woman in the shop came out, and she said, "What's wrong? Aren't you the little girl that was here with your mom earlier?" I broke the custard," she said. "I broke the custard." And the woman said, "Ah, if you ever break the custard, you just get a new box." So she went into the shop, and she brought out a box of custard, and she gave it to little Lauren. And Lauren felt better immediately. And then she heard Mom, "Lauren, Lauren." And Mommy was crying too. And she knelt down and she said, "Don't ever run away like that. You made me very scared." And then Lauren looked at her and she said, "Mom, you're crying too." And Mommy said, "Maybe we had to cry. Maybe we had to cry for Granny." And then she said, "Mom, I have a new box of custard. How do we make custard again?" And her mom said, "I heat the milk." And Lauren said, "And I had the custard powder." And Hazel said, "And we all sing a song together." And then Mommy said, "Do you know what we need to go with custard?" And she said, "What do we need?" And she said, "We need jelly." So they went back into the shop, and she took a long time. She looked at the purple jellies and the red jellies and the lemon jellies, and then she came to the orange jelly. "Orange jelly, Mum, that's what we'll get." So they went home singing, and they made the jelly and custard, and they made friends with the dog. In fact, the dog became part of their family because he had no family. And then, when the jelly and the custard was inside in their bellies, Lauren went out and put out her arms and twirled just for joy. And then Hazel twirled too. And then, do you know what happened? Mommy twirled as well. It was a lovely day in Youghal, and Granny was smiling down from heaven.